It's like the world that we live in, man. It's such a crazy place. You know, I look at everything that I have accomplished over the course of the last few years. Mm-hmm. I have probably accomplished more in the last 3 to 4 years than I've accomplished in the last 30. And there's a very simple reason why that's happened. Focus. Focus. It's about being able to set a clear, definitive guideline for myself to say, this is where you're going, don't stop until it's done.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You found yourself in this financial situation, okay, how much money do you need to live? Okay, there's where your bag of money is, go over there and go get it. And I went and I got it. Mm-hmm. So now, what made you upset the first time is the reality of, I can't go anyplace else and make this money. I can't transition, I have no leverage outside of here because of educational restrictions, because of whatever anybody want to call the glass cylinder, just my own thinking that devalues or undervalues whatever skill sets that I do bring to the table. So in doing that, it's like, okay, well, what do you want to do? If you're not confident in the skills that you have, or you realize through thorough research that the skills that you have, they cap out at a certain place. So what do you want to do? How much does that make? Okay, I'm going back to school and I'm about to get that degree. Boom, AS, knocked it out the park. All right, coming around the curb on the BA, business management, cool. That's your forte, that's your lane, that's what you do. You understand this from an academic point of view, but as you're getting your pieces together, let's start building it. Extraordinary Man comes up.
Absolutely.
So we start putting this together and saying, hey, let's turn this into the pilot program for what we've always wanted to see amongst men, that you want to create it. So in order for you to create it and get the buy-in that you need off of it, you have to become the example that you want set.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you start chipping away at the building blocks, teaching yourself more about personality, how to articulate yourself better, how to care more about your grooming and appearance, how to be more involved and invested in conversations that matter.
Public speaking, all that.
Every aspect of it. Mm-hmm. Being an actual pillar and involved in the community. Being involved in your children's life. Hey, what do you want to do? Let's go do that. You want to run? Let's go run. You want to go over here? Let's go do that. You want to go? So when you start looking at things on a global scale and you start thinking about what you do, you have to understand that you are the business. Before I can do anything else with it, I can have a great product, but I can suck. I might not be the spokesman for the product. So remember early on when we were talking, we always talk about building businesses based off like, you know, I want products I want to be able to sell without anybody, you know what I'm saying? Like I can my bank account is different when I wake up type of situations. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I remember telling you, and you had mentioned to me, you say, well, we could get an influencer, pay the influencer. I was just like, why go get an influencer when we could just do it ourselves? Mm-hmm. What makes anybody any better, any worse than me? When I said that, I had this thought process of, let me just go out there and see what people think. So I took what I think and I brought it to social media, and I continue to do it every day to say, okay, let me see what they think. Now again, I don't have millions of followers anywhere, but I gain subscribers or followers each day on every social media platform.
For sure, dropping every day, you know.
But they're resonating with what's being said.
There you go.
And slowly but surely you start to see the fruit of the labor of A, being consistent, B, focusing on the goal, C, understanding that there is a shift that by the time this degree is finished, I should be able to show my work.
Yeah.
So if my thesis for graduation was, let me see something, I should be able to bring them this and say, over the course of the last 2 years, I have been working on this. My brother and I, we have put this in place, we transition from here to here, and we start to find out where things have started to go. And from there to there, we have done these incremental changes, tested the water, see how it works here. And then once we got done with that, we realized that, okay, our monetization opportunity here, 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 and here, that if we meet these bare minimum metrics, so that's what we've been chasing. Anything additional from that will come from us being able to leverage our ability to create that following for ourselves to get our negotiations through. So
Absolutely.
by projection of this year to this year is when we plan on having everything in place. But from this year to this next 3 years, this is when we plan on opening up the market for these other things. And in doing so and creating those streams, this is what we plan on doing for men, being able to offer this subsidy, being able to offer these products, these services, being able to assist men with having an easier transition into becoming the man they always wanted to be.
You just gave up our whole game plan.
Who cares? Who cares?
We talk about this. We're on this all day, every time we're on the phone. Yeah, it's always shooting the breeze. You know what I'm saying? You good? My niece good? You know what I'm saying? My sister-in-law good? Everybody good? All right. Crib straight? All right. Now let's get to business. You know what I'm saying? And this is the whole plan.
I mean, the whole thing about it is that the plan is based solely off of the understanding that why not me?
Yeah.
Why not me? When you look at how you provide for your family.
That's a very important question.
Oh, go ahead.
That is a very important question. Why not me? And I think a lot of people get scared of being that person that's looked up to, scared of being that go-to individual, scared of being that person that gets the spotlight. You know, why not you? And when you brought up what you said, why can't we just be the influencers? That struck a chord. You know, I'm always looking for what's going to be the easiest and fastest. But looking at it from a different aspect of, well, why don't we put ourselves in that position where we're the ones being sought after? Why not? Why not us? And we went for it. So I think that you have to take a chance on yourself, be comfortable enough to take a chance on yourself, believe in yourself, and just get out there. We had zero clue what we were doing. But what we did have was a lot of years of experience from doing music for 10 plus years. And we just transitioned everything over. It was kind of an easy transition for us because we understood how to operate the equipment and everything. But as far as really being able to know how to actually build out a social media, how to build out a YouTube, how to build out a TikTok or Instagram, all it is fresh. And we just dive right in.
Now, look at it from this point of view, too. And I'm talking to y'all. I'm right here in the camera. Follow me. Come on, follow Uncle Mike Jones right here. Uncle Phil Jones will have you know me personally and professionally. When you go to school, you're taking a chance on self. When you're applying for a job, you're taking a chance on self. Whenever you go up to a woman, you're approaching them. This is from men to women. When you're approaching a woman, you're taking a chance on self because you feel like my product is good enough. Let me go test it.
Yeah.
Whether you invent something, whether you create something, whatever you're doing, you have to understand that the moment that you present it to the market, whether approaching somebody, whether asking somebody to do something on your behalf, whenever you're approaching a market, the one thing that you have to always bear in mind is the fact that you are taking a chance on yourself at that moment. And if you're not willing to take a chance on yourself, rest assured nobody else is going to see the value in you. There's very few people that will challenge you on your potential because they see it in you. But if you don't show me, I don't care if you're 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", 6'8". Your potential to play basketball, I don't see it because of your height. I see it because of what I saw you do on the court. So until I see you play ball, I don't know what your potential is. I don't care what your potential is. You could be the greatest unknown ever. And if you're never on the court, you will remain unknown. So when you bet on yourself, every opportunity that you have to showcase yourself and the best parts of yourself, you will never go and present dead flowers to a potential date. You will never go someplace and with wrinkled clothes on and expect to get the best possible outcome. You will always understand that when you're giving your best, you are prepared for the best possible outcome. Either that or you're going to present what you have. You're going to get the learning experience that you need. Case in point. Case in point. I remember driving to the Comcast building. Where was it? I forget, like Bolingbrook, Oakbrook, wherever the main headquarters for Comcast is.
I don't remember where it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I remember going down there, and I just drove down there. And I never interviewed for a job, seriously. I think I worked at McDonald's, I worked at Menards, a couple other places, but nothing real. So, if I'm not mistaken, I think Storm had just got hired at Comcast, or he was going for it. There was advertisements saying that Comcast was hiring for technicians. So, I got on hoodie, jeans, I think I had on some Timberlands or whatever, and I went in and I asked specifically if I could speak with somebody who is in charge of the hiring. Now, there's a brother who comes out, and he was looking at me very strange. And he's kind of like, well, what do you need? He was like, well, I say, I'm looking for a job. I want to try to, get in as a technician. And he just told me flat out, he was very direct and said, like, based on your presentation, like, first and foremost, we don't take people here at the headquarters. We don't do that. There's a process for applying. But I'm just letting you know now, based on your presentation, I would never hire you. And I was just like, well, why not? He's like, how you're presenting yourself, you're not showing me that you're interested. You look like you just came in off the street. And I was like, well, when I looked at it, I wanted you to see me as somebody who works with my hands. I'm applying for a technical position. I wanted you to be able to see me in the role. And he is like, that's not how it works. I need to see you as somebody who represents the brand properly.
Yeah.
Before I can put you outside.
Correct.
Now, mind you, I'm probably about 19, 20 years old. I never really applied for anything like that. But the valuable information that I got, the reality check that I got is, it doesn't matter what you're applying for, you need to be shirt, tie, slacks,
Absolutely.
dress shoes, ready to go.
Because a lot of people, not all, but a lot of people look at applying for a Walmart, a Target, insert whatever corporation here. All they see it as is it's just a job.
They see it as the job description rather than the representation.
There you go. So they're not going in there business minded to understand that your interview is a business transaction. This is a business conversation. This is a business deal that's going down. Okay, this is a contract that you're trying to have the company sign so that they can bring you on board to make this money. Okay, when you look at it from that standpoint, you should be looking at an interview differently now after hearing that.